Welcome back to Jersey's Talking. My guest is New Jersey marketing executive and author Philip Nolman, and his book, Startup Marketing, An Entrepreneur's Guide to Launching Advertising, Marketing, and Promoting a New Business, is based on his own years of experience helping companies such as Quick Check stores, for example, or Revlon, market their products. Also, one of your clients, Phil, are the Boy Scouts of America.
Yes.
One would think they were pre-marketed, although they have had some public relations problems in recent years.
They have indeed.
Out in Levi Strauss, for example, stopped giving them money because of their hard line against homosexuals and the Boy Scouts and stuff like that. Is that the kind of stuff you have to work with them with?
Well, fortunately, I should say no. We work with the supply division, which is the products that are sold through Boy Scout stores and department stores and catalogs and that sort of thing. So we are fortunate that we haven't gotten into the public relations end. Some other firm has that headache.
Now, but the Boy Scouts of America would seem to me to be a pre-sell. If you're going to be a Boy Scout, you got to have the uniform.
Well, interestingly, you really don't. There is nothing in the Constitution relating to Boy Scouts that requires them to wear uniforms. So they have to encourage not only the Scouts, but the Scout leaders to push the sale of uniforms, badges, and all the other products related to camping. And we create the advertising for a lot of that.
Okay, Tetley Tea Company, there again, a name brand that I grew up with all my life. I think almost everybody in America who's over the age of 15 knows about Tetley Tea. Mm-hmm. What was their problem?
Well, we worked on a project that was unrelated to tea. This was actually a pocketed sandwich product that we created the image for, the name for, and then it ultimately became an institutional and vending product.
Like a pita?
So, yes, exactly. A bowlie, if you will, similar to some of the things on the market today. And so that was a project for Tetley.
Did it succeed?
Yeah, it was very successful. And it went its own way rather than mainstream. It went into a niche market.
Now, I'm sure that along with the successes, there have been some failures.
Occasionally.
Do you learn from the failures?
Oh, yeah.
Which failure did you learn the most from?
I think, truly, it goes back to the days when I was launching magazines. And I was given the assignment, along with a launch team, to produce 2 magazines. One was Working Mother for the McCall Publishing Company, and the other was a publication called Your Place, which you won't remember.
No, I
few
have
people
absolutely
do.
no recall of that.
And it was a very aggressive launch. In fact,
what niche were they trying to fill with the magazine?
Well, it was competing at the time with a publication called Apartment Life, which is now Metropolitan Home. And the marketing agenda...
Which, in a sense, is the urban version of Better Homes and Gardens.
That's correct.
Sense. Okay.
That's correct.
Now we know what we're talking about.
We targeted what we called TNT, their dynamite, which was the marketing fix. TNT related to the new 20s, people 20 to 29, married with no children yet. Great lifestyle publication. We sold 54 ad pages to the first issue without a magazine, just a cover. And they did not support subscription sales or newsstand sales. So after about a year, it floated away. And that was clearly because of a lack of aggressive marketing.
Now, Working Mother is another story altogether, isn't it?
Yeah. Marvelously targeted publication. And of course, it was started at a time when the emergence of this market was coming back, and we now have more than 50% dual income families. Working mothers had nothing that related specifically to them relative to media. So we started the magazine and with a rate base of about 150,000 readers, and it built and built and built to the point where it is the publication for women working.
Phil, for people who feel the entrepreneurial spirit welling up in their bosom and have some money to start a business, what areas would you suggest right now?
Well,
I know you have to have expertise in it. I'm not saying what to any specific people, but what areas do you think now are kind of ripe and open, and there is room for well-targeted, well-marketed new businesses to make a success?
Other than new software companies.
Yeah, right. Other than computer stuff and electronics.
Yeah. In one of the chapters toward the back of the book, we go into the generation of yuppies, if you will, really the baby boomers, who have created, by virtue of need, lots of categories that make great sense. Service
one is called middle age all of a sudden, isn't it?
Middle age, yeah. Although middle age is an interesting fact. I said to someone the other day, I'm 45, and no one in my family's lived to 90, so I'm beyond middle age.
Well, on the other hand, but another wise man said middle age is 2 years older than I am now.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. I think the categories that are very hot and interesting now are service industries. Everything from personal shoppers to cosmetics for men. An enormous industry right now is anything relating to the fitness and the look and appeal of individuals who are middle-aged.
And yet I just read recently where a lot of health clubs are finding that their customer base has dwindled considerably as people head out of the health club and back into the cigar club.
Yes.
You know, there are a lot of people who say, okay, I'm 45, I really went to the health club every day for 15 years,
Yeah.
I'm buffed, I'm wonderful, I think I'm going to pig out and smoke a cigar.
Mm-hmm. Well, the cigar clubs, and they're becoming enormously popular, are a throwback to a time gone by, in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think it is reactionary to some degree. I mean, we've been cutting down on all of the vices. Here's a vice that isn't quite as bad for us. We don't inhale them usually. Bad quote, but.
Apple. What would you tell the folks at Apple right now? Here's a company that has a wonderful product. Some people say a much better product than the PC. In bad shape.
Well,
what can they do? What could a company like that do to turn themselves around in a marketing sense?
I think that Apple lost its way the way other companies did, giants like Sears and others, and the marketing became misdirected, misguided. The focus and the marketing position really was cloudy in the last few years. If you take a look at what Apple has done and hasn't done, they really haven't looked at the competition and created a niche and a message that addresses that niche issue. Microsoft, for example, where do you want to go today, is a brilliant, understated position. Apple does not have a marketing position anymore, and I think that's the critical issue.
Yeah, and it's really a shame because, as I said,
it's a marvelous product, yeah, particularly in the graphic field.
Startup Marketing is the name of Philip Nolman's book. Phil is going to be visiting a whole lot of Barnes & Noble stores all around the country, but he won't be here in New Jersey to speak of anyway, till the middle of April when he'll be at the Barnes & Noble in Freehold, and you write that down. And if you'll send us a note, Phil, we'll remind people a couple of days before that, okay?
Thank you so much.
Pleasure having you on the program.
Appreciate it very much.
He's not running for governor. And I'll be right back with some final notes.